Alright, and welcome back to this little tutorial about railway videos, and in this one it's a follow-up for the previous one. If you've seen the previous one, I showed how to do curves for these railways and for these trains. However, this one today is going to be showing you how to build the actual train itself and attach the necessary parts in order to make it turn these corners that you've built. Now right here is an example of the Vismotivia, my own locomotive that I've built, and it has its bogies as well. Now these bogies are not my original design, however I have had to change all the settings for the wheels, and my setup here is that I've just simply put a lot of projectors, at least 3 of them, and printed them all directly. So I have the locomotive main grid of the small grids, and beneath 2 subgrids, both being each bogie. Now the vital components that you're going to need for the connection is simple: one advanced rotor. Now it has to be an advanced rotor, not because you're transferring any materials between them or anything like that, just because it has much higher abilities, and for some reason the game mechanics, it just operates just a little bit better. But first, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to use my build vision, and I'm going to quickly show you the settings for each of the wheels, because these things are more vital, because the wheels do not move the locomotive themselves. The locomotive is powered by atmospheric thrusters under here. Now, more atmospheric thrusters, more weight can be pulled, you get the idea. There's a few more hidden inside the nose cone as well, behind the main reactor block. So, to show you the settings, now these settings have been worked on for quite some time. I've managed to tweak them all just enough so that they work perfectly, so that even when they're in the vertical wheels are on contact with the grids below, they will turn, they will move, and it'll aesthetically look really good. However, the horizontal wheels, and these are the ones directly facing down, will be in between the track itself, and they will not really move, but they will also have reduced friction so that they can glide between but remain essentially powered enough with the suspension to keep them in line, to reduce any vibration and any bouncing. This took a lot of time to get the settings exactly right as I wanted them. I also placed a couple of batteries because some grids, some servers and some games, there's a trash cleanup from unpowered grids. These 2 batteries under here not only add additional weight, but they also ensure that these grids won't be deleted at any point if any accidents happen, so there's recovery. So let's show you the settings, and let's see if I can get this angle just right. Come on. No, it's not showing me in build vision. Oh well. I'll need to find my wee access port, which around here. Don't know why build vision's not working for me there, but let's see. So just type in wheels. There we are, and visually let's see. Right, so this would be one of the down facing ones. And speed limited, friction, no. This is actually one of the vertical wheels. So the vertical wheels are the ones that will be in contact with the track. So just take a quick screenshot of these settings here, and you should be good to go. And then let's find the down facing ones. And yep, nope, that's not a down facing one. The reason I can tell it's not a down facing one is because the height offset. The ones that are in direct contact with the track will always have -50 cm. However, the other ones will not be the same, and that is where my problems are coming in. How to find them, because there's so many. Ah, here we go. Right, so this is a horizontal wheel, the grip wheels, and these are always -9.6 centimeters height offset. That's the exact center of the suspensions based on where they've been placed on the bogie's grid. And again, small amount of friction to ensure that they do remain attached to some degree to the track, and a little strength of 40%. The reason the strength in the suspension is 40% and not higher is because when in the previous video you seen how I done the curvature of track, and there's always that little gap. If the suspension strength is too high for that gap, then it will hit that gap and there'll be a push back of force, and it will ping the buggy and the train off the track. Now it has to be low enough so that it doesn't have that pinging back of strength, but high enough that it doesn't just simply slide right through and then clip through the grid itself. There's some weird glitches in there. Right, now hopefully you've got all your screenshots and wee quick notes taken from those parts. Now the next part is the actual advanced rotor itself. The advanced rotor, no, Build Vision is working now. What we've got here, rotor lock is on. Now, I'm going to turn these off just now. You want to turn them on once you've attached the actual rotor itself, just to be on the safe side, because if you attach them, it makes sure share and usher tensor is off as well. You want to make sure that when you're attaching these, they're not going to ping or bounce or snap or anything horrible that may occur. Now, as you can see, I've got a piston holding on to a mag-locked magnet, landing gear, sorry, that is now attached to the train. Now, I'm going to try and disconnect. Hopefully this will work. So as you can see, I've done it multiple times before with the multiple trains, but well, you know, these things don't always work, right? So let's get ready to disconnect and see if this works. Right, so it's now detached. I'm going to go into my cockpit. And I'm going to go into spectator view so that I can get a look at how close these need to go. Now, I should only really need to move this a few extra centimeters down. So I'll just take a piston. And let's see. Maximum distance is 3.1 right now, so let's say 3.4. No, not enough. A bit more. Maybe I'll put it up a bit higher. I'll go all the way up to 4. There we go. Right. Now, as you can see, they're accurately placed in the slot, and you can see the advanced rotor is perfectly aligned, just waiting to be attached. Now, use my little button to connect here. Now this is the moment of truth. These two advanced rotors, I named them specifically, so when you're building these grids, make sure you name the advanced rotor specifically so that you have to go in and do this part manually. Now this is the bit I'm worrying about. Hopefully this will work. If it explodes, yeah, well, right, just in case before it explodes, just if it explodes, I'll say, once these attach, and if it's done properly and there's no nasty surprises, you would simply go into the advanced rotors again, turn on the lock in order to place them down onto a track, because you don't want them spinning around before you put them into the slot. Once they're in the slot, turn the rotor lock off. Your settings should be power off and full range of movement, so no limits on the degrees of movement, and that's it. And that should be you good to go, and it will slide and glide around the tracks. Now let's see. Here we go. That's one done. And 2 done. Nope, wrong one. There we go. That one there. I'm going to remove the shell tensors. Don't know why I had them on. Power is off. Rotor locks on just now. Roll displacements are fine. Right, let's see. Yeah, that tiny little gap in there, they're fine. Everything's looking good. Right, now let's load it onto the track. And let's see. Piston. Train lifter. And lower this, say, 7. Oh yeah, can't do that because these bogies are still attached. So let's just remove these parts here. Final moment of truth. Down the train goes. Not quite in line. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And is it at the full extension? No, it's not. Now I will turn the rotor locks off, just in case, because they might be a little stiff, and that could be where, yeah, because it looks slightly twisting there. Yep. So just a wee simple case of turning the rotor lock off, and that should be it. There we go. Off and off. Yep, that's us. Almost there. Last little bit, let's see. I keep forgetting. It's the piston I'm looking for. There we go. No, put that to 8 to be nice. Oh, no, no, no. Hang on, I remember. Disconnect. That's what I need to do. And just let gravity pull it down. And has it worked? Let's go under. So the 4 horizontal wheels on the front bogey are attached. Let's go through to the other side. The rear ones are fully attached. Excellent. Always do your checks just to be sure that everything's in alignment. And there we go. The train is now fully attached. All the settings should be good because you don't want the wheels like clipping through. That's another little tip. Have to use the vanilla wheels for the game. You can't use the off-road wheels. They cause too many clipping problems and they get stuck in places, and I think it's something to do with the hitbox being too large. So far everything's looking good. Now just one last check, see if all the rotors are working well. Locks are off, tensors off, no velocity because you're wanting the train itself to make its changes. Everything's done. Right, let's get a little bit of movement going and let's see if this works. And out we come. Control K. I need to remove that piston. Train lifter piston, reverse. And that's us. And can I move the train? Yep, there we go. Moving forward. And stop. Stop, please. Ah well. Well, you get the idea anyway, right? So that's it. That's the wheels have been attached. And you should be good to go at that point. And those wheels will in fact operate perfectly well. And they will turn corners. And that's the setup I've done. It's the same setup on this train here as well. The exact same bogey, as you can see, although there's a wheel missing there. I need to fix that. And it works. Right. Anyway, that's me. That's my little tutorial that I've finished. Hopefully you guys have been able to work out now the second part to get the trains to go around corners, and I'll catch you next one. Right, see you later.